Hey everybody, what's going on? We're back with Mushoku Tensei. I still have to remind myself to say it right. Mushoku Tensei episode 3. Real quick, if you guys could like the video, please. Thank you. I appreciate all the love that the last two I've been getting. Everyone's comments. I've been hearing everyone telling me about everything and all the other stuff. And there's so much stuff that I just can't talk about before the episode. There's just a ton. There's a ton. I appreciate all the support, all the different conversations, all the respectful conversations, right? Voicing like displeasures, and people are informing me. No one's like screaming or yelling, which is very refreshing. I like it. Thank you. I would like to keep going with that discourse. Yeah, episode 2 was crazy. We had Rudy's 5th birthday. We also had him essentially like graduating from being taught by Roxy. And his big colonimbus, I don't know how to pronounce that word, it's too many syllables. Doing that, but then as well as getting more information about his backstory and his previous life and how tragic that was, and that really like shook me up for a little bit. So we're on to episode 3. I don't know what to expect. Roxy is gone. We are 5 now. I don't know if we're gonna skip any more time or what. So let's see. Episode 3, Mushoku Tensei. All right, Mushoku Tensei episode 3. We're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. That's right. I was just about to mention something about him getting caught with panties. I really was. He can't even help himself. She can't even be in the garden without him putting without she can't even be out in the garden like tending the things before he's trying to cop a feel. Why did he make that kind of face when he said that? No, because I caught this, didn't mention it. But when he's working out in the yard with his shirt off and all the girls are standing by the wall and they're like, "Oh," and he's putting on a show for them. Pretty cool, right? That he's going outside. I was also told that there's no traditional opening, like in the sense that every anime has one. We have our song, but then we just get to live in the world. I like that. It's one thing. You cannot deny the production value, the art, the animation, the quality of the music. Ew. What the heck? Lint? You can't deny anything on that front. If someone does, foolish. Very foolish. I'm glad that he's outside. I really am. I wonder what it smells like. You know, it's never gonna get old. Demon continent. Someone with green hair? You think this person has green hair? They said demon. Don't throw a rock. Stop it. Mud was bad enough. Don't throw a rock. Hey, cut it out. Get out of here, freaking punks. Green hair, green hair, green hair. Make a Shotokan lady's heart skip. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's all right. We got you. I don't see a red gem. Red eyes, though. Yeah, no red gem. Are there elves in this world? Sorry if I'm supposed to know that, but don't know. Huh. Half elf. Huh. Yeah. He does. And bullies suck. There you go. What's this child's name? Rudy, you're not a bad looking little boy. You're a cute, adorable little boy. You can probably grow up into a handsome man. Sylph. Sylph is adorable. I don't know why I'm expecting for like something absolutely terrible to happen in one of these episodes. But one of these episodes is going to end up like ripping my heart out. I can feel it. So I'm not getting attached to Sylph. I can't. I don't know. Let's do it. That was adorable. That was really adorable. What the heck? Does he have a curfew? Yeah, you talking about the bullies? They were bullying a kid. Ex um so nah, who's his parents? Ooh. Ooh. He talking a little spicy. Does have to remember he's still 5. Nah, Rudy's never done nothing to deserve to get slapped though. That's actually wild. Exactly. Like like he did he, do you know why I hit him? You didn't even ask why I hit him. Think about it. Yeah, you didn't even ask why I did it. Yeah. Come on, man. He is pouring it on him. He's pouring it on him. This is the benefit of being a mid 30-year-old man talking back to another grown man. Yeah. But that's actually wild. But the thing that's good. That's good. That's really good. That's tough. That's tough. Being a parent isn't easy. It's not easy. Being the parent of someone that's possibly older than you is not easy either. That's the mark of Paul being a good dude. We skipped some time or didn't know. Like he was able, granted, if Rudy was just a normal little kid, that situation would have ended so much more differently. Um don't get caught up. Um don't get caught up, Paul. But if Rudy was a normal little kid, that situation wouldn't have ended like that. It's because Rudy's a grown man and he was able to talk back to him. Holy crap. So we're 2 years. So we skipped another 6 months. I'm trying to keep track of time. Help me out. I'm trying to get my point out about Paul. The fact that Paul was even able to like listen to what Rudy had to say and be like, you know what? I am sorry. Tell me what happened. This is not, even though he initially just instantly started to bark off and do all those things. Excuse me. We're trying to see if Sylph could do incant incantationless magic. Maybe it is, or maybe Sylph can surprise us. I want something special. Something's happening. Cool. Are we creating a monster with Sylph? Like, is that what we're doing? This looks really great, by the way. Really? That's crazy. I hope that wasn't a throwaway line whenever Rudy mentioned how that chick is just using her son to like get close to Paul. I hope that's not like a throwaway. I hope it's just a throwaway line and that's not something like Paul gets caught up and does something. I don't want that. Right? I don't want that at all. What if Sylph is not a boy and Sylph is a girl? Like, what if that's the case? What if we've been thinking Sylph is a boy, but Sylph isn't a boy? I don't want to laugh at that. No. He's not realizing it. Sylph is actually a girl. Yeah, Sylph is a girl. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him. What? This looks really bad. Oh gosh, this looks so bad. This looks so bad. I thought Sylph was a boy this whole time. I've been friends with Sylph for 6 months and thought Sylph was a boy. Nah. Nah, he had no idea. He had no idea. She did. Bring up the fact. Still didn't matter. Still said no, right? Yeah. That's the lesson to be learned. That's the lesson to be learned. Sylphiette. Oh my gosh. I I would be like, Dad, I thought Sylph was a boy this whole time. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. That's tough. That's really tough. Paul's a good dude, bro. He is. He is. He is. He is. I thought he would have said that to his dad and not to Sylph. I hope that's not the end of their friendship. It makes me sigh. Shall I lick your boots? Yeah. Oh gosh. We got the nonsense music playing in the background. This isn't gonna go good. This is not gonna go good whatsoever. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Just be nice. Just act like, well, it's hard to act like I was before. What's happening? Oh goodness. Rudy, relax. Just relax. Just okay. All right. Okay. There we go. Like how, yeah, just act like how things were before. We hung out forever. All you have to do is just be friends like how we were before. Yeah. Don't overcomplicate it. Right. Right. Oh, we're not done yet. Okay. That was a good one. I like that episode. That's episode 3 is my favorite episode so far out of the first 3 episodes. I like 3 the most. I do. Can't be mad at Rudy for what he did. Can a little bit be mad at him because no means no. It doesn't matter. Someone says, no, I don't want to do anything. Don't force them to do it. But it's like, I understand what Rudy was doing. Rudy didn't attempt to do what he was doing out of like malice or like trying to be like he's trying to connive or do anything crazy on that Sylph. Sylvie, I'll call her Sylvie. He just was like, dude, like, you're wet. Let's get in the bath. It doesn't matter. Like, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's just like, come on. I get it. I totally get it. He's a little tyke. He's 5. Almost 6. But he's 5. So he's still got a lot to learn. He's not 5. He's a grown man. But we know what his life was before. So these are lessons that he needs to learn. So I can't be mad at him about that whatsoever. Is there something else? No. No. All right. Yeah, I can't be mad at Rudy for what happened in this episode. Can't be. For none of it. For none of the things that he did in this episode. Not really mad. He just had a lesson to learn with what happened with Sylvie. And he did the right thing with the bullies. And I love the interaction between him and Paul that night. I mentioned it during the episode, but if Rudy was just a normal 5-year-old kid, that situation ends completely different. Paul, he wouldn't have learned the lesson that he would have needed to learn. Like, we got a lot of dialogue and inner monologue from him, and it was from that conversation that all the things that Rudy said to him that night, where he's like, man, like, he's like, Rudy doesn't act like a kid. All those, like, it's all the things that happen whenever you see a isekai person inside of a kid. So it's like, he doesn't act like a kid usually. It's hard for me to, like, be a dad. All these, like, getting all that dialogue from him, I thought made the episode, right? Because it just took, for me, it took Paul from just being the guy that likes to be active with his wife, and it's giving him more character. It's giving him a lot more character. This one episode did so much for me in terms of his character. But there's like I have like this whole, down the monkey hole. Like, if Rudy was a normal kid, that could be the start of a terrible relationship between Rudy and Paul. If Rudy was normal, because that would have never been nipped in the bud in that one night. It would have been stretched on, and it wouldn't have been until Rudy was possibly older, garnered hatred towards Paul, and did the same thing that Paul did to his dad, take off and bolt, like Zenith said, like just like you did to your dad. It could have been like this nasty, vicious cycle, and Rudy snipped it in the bud in one night, just by the smart talk back to him. And it was like smart talk, but it was like the right thing, and it just like made Paul be like, yo, I am wrong. Hold on. I actually am wrong. So let me apologize to Rudy and let me like actually think about this, because I don't want to repeat. Like, I don't want to repeat this. He said the womanizing was hereditary. So there's so we see how that is, but he doesn't want to complete or continue that cycle of sons hating their dad because the dad's not understanding or doesn't try to understand the son. Now, mentioning again, I said a lot of things during the episode that could be like after episode talk, but I just was babbling. I hope Paul, like you mentioned the womanizing thing, I hope you don't got no shorty on the side. I hope that none of these women trying to hang around Paul for the sake of bringing their child around Rudy. I hope nothing like that happens. I don't want that to happen, because Paul's, to me, right now, 3 episodes in, Paul seems like a good dude. Seems like a good dude. He's trying to be a good father. And I can't really speak to anything else. He's trying to be a good husband. He's trying to be the best he can be. And I just want to continue seeing him do that. Now, I'm right with him. He's like, dude, what am I trying to teach my son? Like, all the things he was trying to tell Rudy to do to get back into the good graces of Sylphie. It was just funny. It was really funny. It had the nonsense music in the background, like do, like, you know, something's not gonna go right. And Paul's giving him the worst advice ever. But yeah, this episode did a really good thing with Paul's character. I really enjoyed it. This is my favorite episode of the 3, for sure. I like Sylvie as a character. Getting introduced to Sylvie. I just hope that Sylvie sticks around, right? I hope Sylvie sticks around. I hope we can grow up and Sylvie be around. I for some reason I just feel like we're still in the infantile stages of this series, and there's gonna be something crazy that sparks like a change or something, and I hope nothing bad happens to none of these characters. I just hope nothing bad happens to these characters. I'm very worried. I'm very worried. I don't know why. I just have this very worried, sick to my stomach feeling that this is the episode that's gonna happen. So I just hope that things just stay status quo like it is right now. I'll be perfectly fine. I'll take a whole series of what we've been doing for the last 3 episodes. So that's all I got. I'm gonna call it here. This was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Let me know how you think. Let me know if anything I said was interesting. If you agree, disagree, let me know. We should be back here on Wednesday for episode 4. So hopefully if you're watching this in real time, I see you then. But if not, have a good one. See you when I see you. And that's it. I suck at YouTube, if you didn't know. So I'll see you guys. Peace out.